Tesla is targeting a massive sales increase in China. Not only, we're always talking about one thing, right? We're always talking about production increases, but we're not so much focusing on sales increases. But now, Tesla is doing two things. It's trying to produce a lot more electric cars in Germany. Plus, remember, Tesla sends vehicles from China to Germany as well. And production in China has significantly increased. Tesla wants to send more of these cars they're making in China to Germany. Why? It's still way cheaper for Tesla to manufacture these cars in China, send them to Germany, and sell them to people there. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. Great to see you. Welcome to all the new subscribers and welcome back, everyone else. Red face. Yep. I got a bit burnt yesterday at my boys BMX racing. Beautiful weather here in Australia, and I hope it is where you are as well. With Tesla's Gigafactory in Berlin producing electric vehicles within Germany and trying to ramp that number up, which is doing at a pace that probably about in line with what people expected, it's producing and selling far fewer units than legacy auto. It is. That's the truth. I mean, for example, people are saying everywhere, Volkswagen's beating Tesla in Europe, Of course they are. Stellantis is beating Tesla in Europe. Of course they are. What is that? 77 brands in that company? I don't know. Anyway, Stellantis actually is making a decent profit. It makes more profit than Volkswagen right now, which is something that not many people are aware of. And in fact, Volkswagen was just usurped as the most valuable automaker in Germany, which is very bizarre. Very hard to understand this because realistically, Porsche, it's part of that group. But it's not. It is, but it's not. And now Porsche is the most valuable automaker after Volkswagen floated the stock. Now, why did Volkswagen float Porsche? Well, the answer is very, very obvious. Why would you give away something you own, right? To make money, to get cash, because they need cash. Big time. Big time. People don't realize this, but the reason Volkswagen makes less money per car right now than some of its competition is, well, one of the reasons is its warranty. It pays more money per vehicle on warranties than any other automaker in the world. That's a significant concern. The reality is, it's surprising to me that Ford are very well aware of their bleeding money from warranties, but Volkswagen seems to be blissfully unaware of this fact that, in fact, they're paying out more than twice as much in warranty costs as Ford is. So Volkswagen, they need cash. They need cash to build EV factories. They need cash to somehow try and magically make their EVs actually cost, an amount of money where they can make a profit. And we know they don't make a profit from their EVs, but we know they need to sell them. All right? They need to stop losing sales. For example, in countries like China, where their market share is decreasing. The other thing is, Volkswagen know Tesla are coming. They know this big time. Herbert Diess mentioned this on a number of occasions. Might be one of the things that contributed to getting him fired. He said, who is Volkswagen's biggest competition? Tesla, number one. China, number two. Right? And you could, two things are really synonymous with themselves, aren't they? Because Tesla is China in a way. 50% of the company's deliveries and sales are coming from their factory in China, which, by the way, they do own. It's not a joint venture like pretty much every other company has in China. It's worth keeping that in mind, right? When you see these sales figures from companies, very confusing, very, very confusing sales figures from Volkswagen, Toyota, even General Motors and Ford, less so because they don't sell as many cars there, but from all these legacy automakers, very confusing because they're all claiming sales that they don't make. That's true. I made a video about that. I'll put a link in the description below. The media always puts Chinese sales figures into the Western car companies, which is bogus because the truth is, in many cases, they don't even own 50% of that company in China. In many cases, they have to profit share, right? Because they don't own their businesses in China, companies in China are making these cars for them and rebranding them as Volkswagen or Mercedes or Audi or whatever car it is, right? So clearly, usually here, best case scenario, the legacy automaker, whether that's Volkswagen, Toyota, whoever, will make 50% of the profit because they only own 50% of the company. But they're claiming 100%. Sure, they're not doing that in their actual reporting, but to the media, to you, to the average person who isn't going to go and look at all the tiny details and work out, their sales figures are actually lower than they might seem. Because let's say they sell 2 million cars in China, right? Well, they're actually really only selling 1 million, but they're claiming 2 million. So it's actually quite misleading when you see these sales numbers. So even though it appears as though Tesla's competition are selling huge numbers of vehicles in China, they're actually not selling as many as what it looks like. And Volkswagen, they need this profit from China. They need it big time because 50% of Volkswagen's profit comes from China. That profit is shrinking as their car sales decrease in China, as they'll continue to do so over the next decade. All of them will shrink. There's just no other possible alternative. Therefore, right, I think Volkswagen is part of this whole deal where they're trying to actually sabotage Tesla. Look at the funding. Where does the money go? Who funds these so-called quasi-pretend environmental groups? Who's funding them? We know who's funding them. It's Volkswagen. They are one of the funders of these companies, probably oil companies as well, I'm going to guess. Hard to actually see some of these numbers here, but we know that's one of the direct contributors to these pretend environmental groups who are doing things like lighting Tesla's power lines on fire, lighting fires and to try and set their factories on fire, just doing crazy stuff. I mean, this is Germany. This is meant to be a first world country. Who the hell, I mean, this is not happening in the US. This is not happening in China. The only country in the world where this crazy stuff is happening is Germany. I've got to say, Germany, come on, lift your game. Frankly, this whole sabotage Tesla thing in Germany shows the fragility of the German auto market. And they've said, the unions there have said they're worried they're going to lose hundreds and hundreds of thousands of jobs. So as Tesla continues to try to ramp its production in Germany, probably more and more of these kind of threats will come from different areas, politics, environmental groups, lobbying groups, etc. Now, Tesla is aiming a huge push in Germany through the end of this year, as German publication Automobile Watch reported in September. The report held that Tesla was looking to double its sales in Germany. This would help the automaker overtake Toyota. Toyota's sales are declining in Germany. Why? They don't really make any EVs. That's the future. And as well, I mean, to be honest, people are sort of seeing them as the old. They're considered the old school. They're not the new world. They're not the new product. They're not the new smartphone. They're the old Nokia product. Germany is Europe's largest economy, and with auto giants such as Volkswagen, Mercedes-Benz, BMW, and Audi based in the country, it's not exactly fertile ground for small foreign auto companies to take off, says Evan X. Tesla isn't exactly small, with a market cap that thwarts most of the auto industry as a whole. In fact, they're bigger than, put Volkswagen and Toyota's market cap together, Tesla is worth more. Tesla sold nearly 25,000 vehicles in Germany between January and August, representing a boost of 37% year over year. It's not really that big an increase. But Tesla only has a 1.5% market share in Germany's auto market and a 16.5% market share in the EV sector. That's the part to remember. Where's the disruption happening? Where is it about to happen? EVs disrupting gas. So 16.5% is actually a better number than it appears. In the US, Tesla's market share for all passenger vehicle sales is now 6% in 2022, 6%. And Tesla accounts for 66% market share across EVs in the United States. Obviously, Tesla's saying to themselves, well, why don't we have more market share in Germany? Vehicle production. That's the biggest reason. But what else? How else can we get more vehicles to customers' hands in Germany? We'll make more of them in China, make more of them affordably in China, and then sell them at a lower price in Germany. So what are they doing? They've reduced prices in some places, some countries in Germany already, to the point where you can get a Model Y for nearly $42,000 in some European countries. Double its sales in Germany, Tesla needs to hit 50,000 units, which would be likely to overtake Toyota sales numbers. If it can reach about 80,000 sales in Germany in 2022, which would be an increase of another 55,000 units this year, then it could have a shot at other foreign automakers, including Hyundai and even Ford as well. This move would be a boost of 150% from total unit sales in the last 4 months of the year. So can they actually do it? Yes, they can. One of the key reasons is not only the fact that they've ramped production up in Germany, of course, we're all very aware of that, but it's also that they've ramped production up in China. More Chinese cars will be sold in Germany than actually German-built Tesla cars. Tesla's Gigafactory in Grünheide is likely to help with this goal though, potentially unlocking more affordable domestic prices and boosting demand in the long run for EVs. The more EVs you get in customers' hands, right? The more they tell their friends, wow, this is so much better than my gasoline-powered thing. Why on earth was I driving that thing for so long? You should get one. Still, the goal is ambitious. Tesla remains a luxury brand in Germany, with the Model Y costing in Germany right now $68,000 compared to the average car price of $38,000. However, that does include value-added tax or VAT. Between increased supply from its Giga Berlin and the potential for lower pricing, I think Tesla could reach these ambitions and become bigger than Toyota in Germany. It won't take long. Whether it happens in the next 3 months or it happens in the next 6 months, it's actually inevitable. Think about that. The world's biggest car maker being overtaken by Tesla in Germany. Who would have thought? Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.